Hey, what's up, guys? Once again, we're going to try and go live with Jaimee Phelps. She is part of the Shift Shop Challenge group, and we're going to see a little bit about her story, about where she's coming from, where she's going, and how she's growing and moving, and how this challenge group is actually helping her in so many different ways. So we had a few technical difficulties. I'm going to try one more time to see if we can't get her on. I'm just going to wait and see if we can get her and see if it'll actually work this time. Again, this is a new feature, so sometimes we have these little problems. So thanks for showing up, and if you've jumped on for the third time, really appreciate that. So I'm just going to wait and see if she gets on one more time. She said she was going to reboot everything, so let's just see what happens. Now it's connecting. There she is.
Yay! Finally! I'm so sorry, guys.
No worries. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Got everything going. We are doing a live interview with Jaimee Phelps. She is part of the Shift Shop Challenge group with all of us. We're going into week 6, and today was no joke. Let me tell you, today was no joke. That sandbag, I didn't like it very much. But there are a couple of things we need to do first. Guys, when we are talking, remember, results vary. Results may vary. We have to say that. Corporate wants me to be... throw the disclaimers in. It's how Beachbody Corporate works. So, guys, let me introduce you guys to Jaimee Phelps. Jaimee, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. So, Jaimee, before we get into what the challenge group and so forth and the Shift Shop has done for us, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you're coming from, why you started your journey, and where you are right now?
Okay, so I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. My name is Jaimee Phelps, and I am from Colorado, but last year, almost a year ago, I decided to follow my dreams and my heart, and I picked up whatever fit in my car and went on the road to travel. Summit was my first stop. I was a full-time cosmetologist, and I love it. I love doing hair, but Beachbody is where my passion was. It was my heart. And to get into that a little bit, I've struggled with weight my entire life since I was 3. And it's always been a part of who I am, and it shares, it does my story for me. And when I found Beachbody 2 years ago, it was after my dad had passed away from pancreatic cancer, and it was super sudden and super fast, and I let a year go by, and I knew that I had to do something. I was miserable. I was depressed. I was sad. I was the highest weight I've ever been, and I wasn't living. I was literally just breathing to live. Then I found Beachbody, and I found a purpose in life again. I found a reason, and it's totally, completely changed my life, and I can be more happier. So right now, I am currently down 70 pounds, so I'm really close to my first milestone, which is 100 pounds. And believe me, I have a lot more to go. But I'm just loving everything that Beachbody has to offer. The community, the support, the workouts, everything just goes together, and it fits perfectly to what I needed. I've tried, multiple other things, and, it just goes to show that you can do a workout, you can lose weight, if you don't have medical problems. You can lose weight if you just start moving and watching your food. But for me, that was not working. I needed something more. And that community that Beachbody provided for me was the answer. It was. And I could not be more grateful to be where I am right now.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the community, because you've said that a few times, so I can see that really plays a huge part in your journey. Let's elaborate a little more. Now, I want you to remember there are people that are watching this that don't know much about Beachbody. Some of them are afraid to move forward. A lot of people have done the yo-yo diets, and when someone starts to lose weight, they ask, what are you doing? What are you doing that's making you lose all this weight? And then when we really tell them, it's getting off the couch and moving, they go, what? Like, I'm not doing that. I want that magic pill. So community plays a huge part in what we do. So let's elaborate a little bit on that. What is it about the community that's really helping you in your journey?
So I don't know about everybody else, but can just speak for myself. I've tried multiple diets. I've been there. I've done that since the age of about 10 or 12. I knew I wanted to lose weight, but it just wasn't as simple as saying it. And everybody on a weight loss journey can agree with me. I think that what I was missing was that community, like I said, and that community to me means having support, means having people who don't even know you believe in you and support you and cheer you on at your lowest times and push you to limits that you never thought you could be pushed to before. And it seems silly because it's, all done online, and it's done at your home. Like, you literally never have to leave your home, and you can feel like the most supported person in the world. And there's not enough words for me to explain what the Beachbody community has, because it's not only coaches, it's not only the celebrity trainers, it's the challengers. It's the, that atmosphere that you create as a coach or as a challenger, because you put in to these groups or these challenges or these, the health, like whatever it is that's going on, you put in what you want out, but you always provide that motivation, that encouragement, that, that accountability for somebody else, and you don't even realize that you're doing it. I couldn't tell you how many groups I've been in where there's thousands of people, but yet I still feel sometimes like the only one, because everybody comes together to support you. And like I said, they don't know you. They don't know your story. They don't know where you came from, but they believe in you because they are going through the same same journey, and I don't want to say the same because we all have different reasons that we want to get on this journey, or we all have different reasons that you know, we picked up this first challenge group. All of our stories are different, but at the end of the day, everybody wants to get better and everybody wants to live a life that they enjoy, and doing that with other like-minded people is something that nothing else can compare to. You can have thousands and thousands of friends, but if you have that one that believes you and supports you and is behind you every step of the way, that's what has helped me get to where I am in life and in my fitness journey. I don't know if you want me to keep going on that, because I mean, I could talk about the community all day long.
You know what, Cheryl? This is your interview. I'm here to ask the questions, and I want you to be as raw and real as you want to be. And if you want to talk, then go for it, right? Because what we're really doing here is we're really showing others, like your challenges, your friends, anybody that are following you, what it's like to be in our journeys. And same with my families and friends and so forth. Because, you know, everybody thinks we're out for a sale, mm-hmm. right? Everybody thinks that we're out to get somebody, and what they don't realize, we're going through the same struggles that people are going through or are about to go through. People don't remember when I was 55 pounds heavier, right? And I went through that transformation. They don't know the behind the scenes, and this is a fantastic thing about the live is when I was going through the transformations, people didn't see the behind the scenes tears and the behind, like my basement workout today, and I'm throwing the sandbag because I can't do a move because I'm tired and I want to give up. Like, they don't see that kind of stuff, right? So this is really about us exposing ourselves and really being genuine to what we're doing, and just, you know what, like you said, if we can just reach one person to help, then it makes it all worthwhile. So you can talk as much or as little as you want. I'm totally cool with that. Let me ask you this though. What actually inspired you to change? What was the inspiration that said, you know what, that's it. I'm going after it. This is what I want to do. I'm going to go full force. So what inspired you to change your life and begin your transformation journey itself?
So there's a couple things. It's kind of a two-part question for me because yes, I'm young. I'm only 23. But in my 23 short years of life, I have learned so much. And the first part of this is in high school and in middle school and even in elementary school, you know, I wanted to be the same as everybody else. I wanted to know what it felt like to be skinny. I wanted to know what it felt like to fit in without being the one that everybody looks at. I wanted to be the one that was never judged walking down the hallways. Like, whatever it was, my mindset was, I just want to be like everybody else. And then as I started getting older and maturing and kind of living life more, I was like, I want to do this for me in that transition between high school and about 2000 or for about 2 years. And then, you know, what really changed it for me was the summer of 2013. I was just watching what I was eating, and I was walking, and I felt on top of the world, and I had lost like 60 pounds. And then, and I was doing it for me because I was obsessed with the feeling of how I felt. I felt like I could fly. It was an amazing feeling that I didn't feel weighed down from the food that I was eating anymore. Yes, I'm still, you know, I still have a ton of weight to lose, and I'm still a big girl. But it changes when you start using food as fuel instead of emotions. You don't feel that weight of that on you anymore. So that I always wanted to be skinny, the one that fit in. And then when times started changing a little bit, in 2013, my dad was super, super, super healthy. Like, he would ride his bike. He was athletic, everything that I was not. And he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and it was a total, my world just crumbled. Like, we were not expecting it. His tumor was wrapped around his main artery in his like behind his pancreas. And they said that the tumor could have been growing 10 to 20 years. And at that time I was 20 years old, and that scared me. Like, that tumor could have been there my whole life. And so a year went by. I was his, I part-timed with my mom to like help him give him his medicine, and because she couldn't do it, and I had to flush his port, and I had to put his food bag in, and I had to give him hydration stuff, and it killed me. And to see somebody in so much pain from something that they didn't endure, like, you know, didn't choose on themselves, kind of was like a realization to me. You know, the next year I was sad, I was depressed, I was laying in bed, I was literally working, and I would come home and I would do nothing but eat and watch TV. And that's not who I am. And so that next year, after a year had gone by, I'm like, I have to do something. You know, here was my dad, who was super healthy and freaking suffered for 8 months with pancreatic cancer, who was in so much pain. And here I am killing myself with food. Like, I was not okay with that. And that's the moment that changed. And I mean, I'm going to try not to get emotional, but it actually is a crazy kind of story how I came about Beachbody. My coach was my hair school teacher. And so I had followed her on Facebook for 3 years. We stayed connected. And this is kind of where I'm going to shift the story. So if you want to jump in, let me know. But I had followed her, and she had lost 65 pounds with insanity. And I saw her showing up every single day. And I'm like, man, this girl is not giving up. And I knew her personally. And I was like, wow, she is not giving up. Like, she is really serious about this thing. Like, she looks amazing, and she's talking about it, and she's happy. And oh my goodness, like what's going on? So, I had messaged her, and I said it was for a challenge group, and I said, okay, I'm ready. And she's like, really? Like, you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And I ended up signing up with 21 Day Fix, and that's what changed everything for me. It changed my mindset. It changed the way that I thought about myself. It changed the way of thinking. I want to be skinny to, I just want to be healthy. I want to be the best person I can be in this moment of time, and stop comparing myself to other people. And so actually I signed up the next month as a discount coach to get it cheaper on the Shakeology, because I fell in love. I've been drinking it for 2 years now. And this is actually my 2-year coach anniversary month as well. And so I did 21 Day Fix. And this is where the community kind of steps in. Autumn did a Labor Day Fix group. And when I started 21 Day Fix, I was super quiet about it. I told a few of my clients at the salon. I told my friends and my family, and that's all that knew about it. I did not post on Facebook. I did not post on social media because I was embarrassed. And now I look back and I'm just like, I shake my head. I'm like, why? And I'll get to that in a second. So fast forward to Autumn's Labor Day Fix group. And I was active in there. I was posting, oh, you know, I did my workout, no pictures. Oh, I drank my shake, no pictures. I think I would share pictures of my food. And for me, that was like, oh my gosh, I only can post it if it's like part of the meal plan. So Labor Day Fix came, and it went, and it was over. And I was like, you know what? I see all these people posting their transformation and their side-by-side pictures. And I'm like, why not me? What would happen if I just posted this? Could I help one person? And I was not coaching at this point, guys. Like, I was just doing it for the discount. And I said, what if I post this one picture, and I could help somebody who maybe has the same amount or close to the same amount of weight they have to lose, or someone who lost their parent or someone they loved to cancer, and they just let themselves, you know, get too far off the deep end? Or, you know, what if I could just help somebody believe in themselves to know that they're worth it? And so I posted it. And that was a moment that literally changed my life. And I would love to say that it's gotten me to where I am right now, but it's just a stepping stone to my whole story. I would say that picture in less than an hour had like 3,000 likes and over like 800 comments. And you know what I was worried about? I was worried about people being negative. I was worried about people saying, wow, you know, how did you get so big? Or judging me for who I was. But they didn't know who I really was behind a picture. Okay. So I kept it up there. And at this point, I mean, Carl Deichler commented on this picture, and who's the CEO of Beachbody. I didn't even know who he was. Didn't even know. I'm like, oh, cool. You know, just going down the line and, you know, liking everyone's comments to show my appreciation to them. And that's what started it all. So the minute I posted that, I was sick. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to throw up. Like, what am I doing? I can't do this. Seriously, like, oh my God, I can't. I remember that day because I remember exactly where I was, and I would never take it back for the world. And you know, actually what I wish even more is that I would have done it sooner. I wish that I would have been open about my journey from the beginning. I wish that I would have been honest about my journey from the beginning. And it's not that I wasn't honest. It wasn't that I would post something that didn't happen. It was that I was not talking or posting about the hard times, you know, the not so, you know, glamorous times. And I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to move forward. So on and off for a year and a half, I struggled. I thought I would do really good for 3 days, you know, like the norm, 3 days, eat it really healthy. And then I just go ghost. I just fall off. I had created a like page, and I was posting, and it's funny because all of my posts are coming up on my Facebook page, like on this day, this year ago, or this day a year ago. And I'm just like, I'm looking at myself. And at this time last year, I was doing 22-minute hardcore. And after Labor Day fixed, I kind of fell off. I fell off for like 6 months. And there were some things in there, like Christmas time, we flew as a family. And I've never actually shared this story publicly. And this is really hard for me to share because it's embarrassing. And I don't always like to share this, but you know, being a part of this company and being a part of people's journey and having people, you know, watch me transform. It's not, like I said, it's not always the easy times. It's not always easy to share my journey, but it's definitely something that keeps me going because I know that I can help motivate other people who are struggling in maybe different ways than I am, but they can relate in some way, shape, or form. So Christmas time of 2014, we flew to Florida as a family. And the second we walk up to the counter to like drop off our bags, the clerk behind literally looks at me and he says, you know, we offer an extra complimentary seat so the passengers and yourself are comfortable on the plane. And I was just beat red, and I was mortified. So, and my family was standing right there. So we walked to the plane, and the person checking the tickets stopped the line and said, you know that we can offer you another seat, so that you're comfortable. You'll just have to wait till the next flight. And I said, no, like, I'm good. I'm okay. And I knew that in Florida, the whole trip was just, I can't wait to get home so I can start 21 Day Fix again. Because in June, I had lost my first round of 21 Day Fix, drinking Shakeology, following the meal plan, actually giving myself a chance to really do the program as it's meant to be done. I had lost 32 pounds and like 37 or 42 inches or something. Like, it was insane. It was like my body totally transformed overnight. So that airplane story and that Christmas, I came back and I'm like, okay, something's got to change. And yet I fell off once again. And I was pretty honest about it at that point. I'm like, okay, this is what's happening. I'm not going to let my birthday's in June, so I'm not going to let another birthday go by and me being unhealthy in the same state I was at the last birthday that I wanted to change. I need to change right here, right now, and I need to do what I can do. So 22-minute hardcore came out, and I committed to that program, and I finished it. I did. I was working, 10-hour days at the salon. I was a bartender for 4 hours at night, sometimes till 2 in the morning. But I would make sure that if my workout didn't get done in the morning, it would get done at night. And I posted every single day in that group. And guys, there was like, I don't even know now, maybe 30,000 people in this group with Tony Horton, who created the program. They were pinning my posts to the top of the page, Tony was commenting on my pictures, and the group, I fell in love with the group because they fell in love with me, because they said, you know what, if Jaimee can do this, I can do this. And I know we all play the comparison game, and that's not where I'm getting at all. I'm saying that because, you know, at a place where I was so low and I was so sad and I was so depressed, nobody was there for me like I needed them to be. It's not that I didn't love my family and they didn't love me. It's not that my friends didn't love me the way I wanted to be loved. It was that nobody put that belief in me that I could actually do what I wanted to do. And that was get healthy. And that was living in Florida. And that was being by the ocean. Like, there's so much more than just that weight loss, but that community, that group. I think it was called Summer Strong 22-minute hardcore or something. And that's the group that really helped change my mindset. I mean, there was people in wheelchairs doing this program. There was people who, you know, was missing limbs that were doing this program. I said, you know what, if they can, I can too. And then people started using that for me. If she can, I can too. Whether that was because of my weight, whether that's because I worked 14 hours a day on my feet, you know, whether that was because my dad, you know, was who had passed away from cancer. Like, there were so many different things that make me me that so many other people can connect to. And that is why I'm so open about sharing my journey, because we all have a story, and we all have a story that makes us us. But if you're not willing to share that, and maybe you aren't, maybe you don't have a heart to help others, and maybe, you know, you just want to do you, and that's great. But I just want to encourage you, for one time, just one chance, give yourself a little piece of courage from someone else or something that someone told you, and see how far it goes. See how far it goes enough to see if you can inspire or motivate that other person, or just one person in life. You know, and then another thing I want to touch on really quick is a lot of people say, oh, I can't do this program. My knees can't handle that. Modify. You don't have to do that same move, guys. If you're moving, you're burning. And if that means standing in the same place and marching while everyone else in the 21-day fix group is getting on their knees and up again, that is a move that I cannot do. And I haven't tried it in a couple of years, but I sure will again. You know, you don't have to do it perfectly to get it done, but just know that nobody's in your living room with you judging you. It's you, yourself in that video, but it's the encouragement, it's the accountability, it's the motivation you get from the Beachbody community. Like I said, coaches, challengers, whatever they are, for me, they make me feel complete. And without them, I don't even want to know where I would be, because honestly, I wouldn't be where I am right now in Florida on the ocean. Like, it's just amazing. And I wish that I could say more things about it, but that's all I have, because that's how it's touched me.
That's fantastic. Let's okay, so you've done a 21-day fix. You've done 22-minute hardcore with Mr. Tony Horton. Now let's talk a little bit about the Shift Shop. What is going through your mind right now about that group?
Oh man, so much. So it's definitely not an easy program, and no program that makes you work and get out of your comfort zone and is going to help you change your lifestyle is going to be easy. But this is probably one of my favorite programs, hands down. I mean, I love the mixture of cardio. I love the mixture of strength. I like that you can use your own body weight as your as what's the word I'm looking for? As your own weight. Like, yes, we have weight days, strength days, but I like that on cardio, I can use my own weight to still feel stronger, to still build myself. And some of the moves that I could not do at the 25-minute workouts, I can now do in the 45-minute workouts. And guys, let me tell you, that feeling is freaking amazing. Like, it's just amazing. Seriously, like you can't do something 1 week and 2 weeks later, you're doing it just like the other people in the video, and you don't even have to modify. I can't tell you, I'm going to do a side-by-side video. I have to, because the first day you were going like side to side and bending down on the markers. And from not even 21 days later, I was doing the same one and I was lapping myself. And that is such a good feeling to know that you're progressing that much. Do you want me to like go more into like the modifying and stuff moves?
We can talk about that in a little bit. I just want to know what was going through your mind right now, because I know after today's workout this morning, I was just saying, oh my God, I got another 5
like right
days
now.
Right?
Yes.
So it's all good. It's all good. So tell us a little bit about what physical changes did you see in your body like right away?
So the changes I saw right away was my, well, first of all, my mind. I have never felt this way about my weight loss journey before, ever. Even in the last 2 years, even when I first got started, there's something about the way that Chris trains that changes you. And it's not just physical. But as far as my physical transformations, I noticed my hips and probably my midsection of my stomach. It's like, seriously, it's like deflating. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I've never seen that kind of weight loss hit me where it's hit me these last, what is it? 5 weeks, 6 weeks? We're on week 6.
6 weeks.
So the last month and a half. It's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Sherry, we got a comment from Sherry. Sherry, it's called the Shift Shop. The Shift Shop doesn't get released until next month. We are actually part of the official test group for it. So there are about 300 of us, and we are just working our butts off to prove that this program works. And it's not easy. Jaimee hit it right on the head. It's not easy. You really push yourself out of your comfort zones. I don't know about you, Jaimee, but I'm swearing at Chris all the time. That guy really motivates us. He really pushes you. And yeah, that sandbag, Chris, I'm not your friend today. I'm not a big fan of you today, but tomorrow's a different story. So we've talked about your mindset. We've talked about some physical changes. What changes are you seeing in your life happening right now?
Oh man, so much. I am noticing my relationship with food is not the same. I'm using my workouts more as a way to deal with my emotions. I'm really, Chris always says, give that thought a heartbeat. Manifest in that thought to push yourself, whether that's something you didn't think you can do or something you think you can do. Like, give it a heartbeat and work on it. And for me, that was absolutely true. In this program, you will see a lot of a lot of like dealing with your inner, I don't want to say demons, but I guess for some people it could be demons, or those beliefs that you thought about yourself, or the negativity that kind of got you to where you are when you started Shift Shop. Whatever it is, he really has a way of pulling that out of you and helping you deal with it through those workouts. And those markers, they may just look like plastic little colored dots, but they are so meaningful. I remember a time last week, like specifically out of this whole 5 weeks, I was I was actually in a mountain climber position because we are doing spider lunges. And that's a move I did in 22-minute hardcore. And so I knew I could do it. And we were sitting there because he had us hold it. And I was dying. I was like, you are not going to put your knee down. You are strong enough to do this. Like, you got this. I had to talk myself through it, because that's how you get past those thoughts of, I can't do this anymore. So I was sitting there in the plank position and I slapped the marker, and the thought that went through my head is, you're strong enough to do this. And then the next thought, when I really wanted to stop, my dad popped into my head, and my dad was a super strong person. And I wish that I could like explain the way that he was, but I'm just like, you are strong enough to this. And I like, literally my hand was purple, like, and it makes me tear up because that's how emotional this program is. Like, if I can only explain everything that has happened in just my life in the last 5 weeks, you guys would just be like, you're making it up. And I'm like, no, like, I'm really not. Like, this is the only workout that I've ever done that really makes me embrace who I am and really pushes me to be even better. Like, yes, every workout you get stronger. Every workout you do, you know, you get a little bit better. But the feeling that you have after completing a freaking 50-minute workout like today, and knowing that you are working through some of those, you know, inner problems or inner, you know, negative thoughts, and that you don't have those anymore, and you don't have to, you know, go to the kitchen to feed those emotional thoughts, or, you know, to whatever your addiction is. I don't know. Food was my addiction, and it still is. I mean, I will be a recovering food addict for my entire life. And I used to be super embarrassed, but guess what? Like, that's something that, just like hiding my story, like hiding my workout, and, you know, my journey from people, it's like, why am I hiding it? It's not like they don't know this. They see me in real life. And, you know, people are like, oh, wow, you're so brave posting your videos. Well, you know what? I get the strength from posting those videos from the trainers, from those challengers, from the other coaches, from my followers. And that brings me right back to how Chris makes me feel during a workout, or my thoughts. And it really helps me deal with like what's coming next and what I'm dealing with in life to push me to the next step.
Absolutely. And you know what? People don't realize when we are posting these videos, yeah, we're posting to try and encourage and inspire people, but really we're posting it because we're holding ourselves accountable, right? Yeah. Because when I want to give up, I'm not going to give up if I have 30 people watching me, right? So I really go live during my workouts because I want people to see me push harder. And when I know people are watching, it's like going to a live workout, right? And you got hundreds of people in the room, and you don't want to be that person to fail first, right? Now, there are times that I'll fail in the workout, but that just shows that we're real. That just shows that, you know what, the workout's tough, and sometimes we run out of breath, and sometimes we run out of steam, but we take our quick breaks and we get back into it. So we're going to wrap things up, but there are still a couple more questions. What is your favorite thing about this workout right now? What is the favorite thing about the Shift Shop?
Ooh. I would have to say that my favorite thing about this workout is Chris. And I know that sounds kind of cliche because he's a trainer, but I know that being in the test group, you know, we have Chris kind of there for us every single day. And I know not everybody's going to have that experience, but the way just him in the videos, the workout videos, and him motivating, his words are so freaking powerful that I look forward to what he's going to tell me that next day. Even though I've done that workout multiple times, I look forward to what he's going to tell me because it feels like he's talking to just me. And I love that. It's my favorite.
And you know what? I want to share a little story because so I've been doing this for a while. I'm part of the Edmonton Market Council, and we actually had Tony Horton here in October. So I'm the host and MC. We brought Tony in. Tony and I talked quite a bit. But this is the comparison between Tony and Chris. And Tony, I love you, brother, but I've been struggling with my weight. It just does not want to drop. Okay, I've been stuck at 211. I lost 11 pounds in the first 10 days, and that hasn't moved. It hasn't moved since, you know, our first 10-day weigh-in, or whatever it was, 10 days or 17 days, one of the two. So I messaged Chris, and I was just like, I don't know if he's gonna answer. But I got to figure out what's going on, and I got to ask somebody. So I messaged Chris. I said, listen, man, this is what's going on. And you know what? That man sent me a message back in probably about 30 seconds. So the celebrity trainer of our Shift Shop Challenge group sent me a message saying, Sean, let's work this out. Let's figure out what's going on. And you know what? It really turned out to be just a little tweak in my diet that I had to change. But he took the time to message me back and say, Sean, this is what we got to do. So he is one of those trainers. The guy is motivating, and he's there. When he says, I'm here to help you, I'm here to push you, he is here to help you. And what everybody that doesn't know right now, guys, is when Jaimee's running her challenge group for the Shift Shop and I'm running my challenge group for the Shift Shop, Chris is going to be a part of our challenge groups. He's already committed to say, you know what, guys, you guys are my family now. I am going to show up for you whenever I can. Okay, now you got to remember, Chris runs his own gym. He is now a celebrity trainer, so that man doesn't get any sleep now. Just wait, because it's only going to get a whole lot busier for him. But he's also committed to jumping into our challenge group and helping you guys and help motivate you guys through the Shift Shop group, which gets launched in about a month. So super excited about that. Jaimee, I got actually two more questions, and then we're going to wrap. So number one, what is in the future for Jaimee Phelps? What is in the future for Jaimee Phelps?
Well, the future has a lot in store. I know that. I will not give up. I am actually going to do another round of Shift Shop. The first 3 weeks I was traveling. I was with family in Colorado, and I wasn't able to do the program like I wanted to 110%, just being traveling. But so after the round 2, I still did it. I still did every single workout. But instead of moving on to round 2, I restarted round 1. And so this next round 3 will be the second edition. So I'll be doing 3 rounds total. I will be at Summit, so I hope that I get to see some of you guys who are ever watching. I would love that. And the future, I'm just so excited about it. I know that my 100-mile weight loss stone is coming up, and I couldn't be more excited about that. And I haven't really shared this with you guys or with any of my challengers yet. So those of you who are watching, make sure you watch closer. Sorry, I got a phone call. Make sure you watch closer to the Summit this year, because my vision, I will be up on that stage, a part of the Beachbody Challenge for 2018, and I am so excited. Every day I'm pushing, I'm working. When I want that pizza, I work harder because it's just a thought. And I actually have a couple exciting opportunities coming up with, I don't know if you guys have heard of Lane Bryant, but it is a plus size clothing store, and I also haven't shared this really in public either, but I had won a contest because it was a contest for who inspires you. And with all of my amazing Beachbody family and followers and challengers, I had won the contest, and they found my Fit page and they said, tell us more about this. And they asked for my bio, and I got to share, why I'm a Beachbody coach, what made it start. I have a huge heart for helping others, like so much. And I didn't get to talk about that, but I am going to be doing a photo shoot for the contest I won, and they also want to bring me back to model for their activewear. So that's something coming up for me as well, and I definitely want to show off my transformation with those pictures so far. And like I said, I have a long way to go. So I guess the biggest thing that I want to share, if you're done asking questions, are you done? Okay, go ahead before I get into that.
First of all, I want you to know that everybody in the challenge group are super proud of you. You know what? You're inspiring a ton of people. I even have some of my own coaches today that actually commented below saying, you know what, I've been watching you, Jaimee. So that's fine. And that's before I even announce it, because I've been so busy. Usually I have this announcement in a couple of days before we do the call. So they were following you before they even knew you were coming onto the call. So that's fantastic. But it was actually Jessica Pizzola, because I just did the call with her last week. She actually brought your name up in her conversation that we had. And that's when it triggered. I'm like, you know what? And that's when I instantly messaged her. I'm like, I need to get that girl on the call. I know who she is. I've been watching her myself. I think she'd be fantastic to be on this call. So we are super proud of you in that group. Keep pushing hard, girl. And if you're struggling, reach out, because we're all here to help you. I better get a big damn hug in Summit. If you see me walking down the hall, you come get me, all right? So I have one thing and then you can finish saying what you were saying, if there is one thing you can tell the people that are following you, the people that are wanting to start, the people that are watching you, what is the one thing that you would tell them?
That kind of goes into what I was going to say, but my one thing that I would love to tell every single person watching this, every single person who watches my videos, whatever it is to just don't give up. And I know you hear that all the time, but just don't give up, because I know that when you have a lot of weight to lose, or, you know, if you're, let's just say, you know, you're addicted to drugs and every day you think another day, oh my gosh, I just want it so bad. Whatever your addiction is or what you're trying to get better at in life is, it seems so far away, but it's so much closer than you think it is. You know, every day, I'm on a weight loss journey, and this is what I started with Beachbody for. But the way that it's transformed my life and the way that I have got to help others, and not only weight loss, guys, like so much more, like living life to the fullest and chasing your dreams and believing in yourself enough to give yourself that 30 minutes a day with your workout, or give yourself that time to go travel and to go do what you wanted. Like whatever it is, believe in yourself enough and don't give up. I don't care how freaking hard that goal is. Like, do not give up. Keep pushing every single day. And I know it's going to be hard, but that is why you have a coach. That's why, you know, you have Sean. That's why you have the celebrity trainers. That's why you have Beachbody community standing behind you, because I guarantee you that without I would know, without Beachbody, I would not be sitting here, like I said, in Florida by the ocean. I'm literally not even 100 feet from the ocean. I would not be able to fulfill my lifelong dream of being, you know, even if it's one campaign, a model for Lane Bryant. I would never be traveling, which I love to do. That fills my heart so much, without these people believing in me. Because you know what? That belief that other people have in me is the belief I didn't have in myself, to understand that I do have what it takes to do whatever it is inside of me. And every day I'm getting better, and every day I'm learning new things. And it's really great when you're not focusing on just weight loss, but you're focusing on the whole big picture of your life. And I'm just so grateful. I really am. And I'm going to close out with this story, because I'm sure a lot of you guys saw, you know, when I went on stage in Punta Cana, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, Jaimee, like that moment, like, how did you feel? You know, why did he pick you? How did that even happen? And I'm just going to tell you guys this story, because every single day I think about it, and I am so freaking blessed that sometimes I don't know what to say about it. But this story really was a game changer mentally for me. And I know that not everybody will have the same opportunity, and that's why I'm not taking it for granted. But I do want to share it because it's so important to me, and I want you to find the same reason why you can keep pushing. Even when you feel like all odds are against you, or when you feel like nobody is there for you, like you have to find those little opportunities and celebrate those little things to keep going. I celebrate the littlest things all the time. If you go to my Instagram, like I literally celebrate. Guess what? I ate celery today instead of, you know, I don't even know, like whatever it is, like you can celebrate the little things, because that builds you up to keep pushing when times get hard. Today I posted a picture of my arms like this with 15-pound weights. And when I started Shift Shop, I was at 10-pound weights. And when I looked back a year ago, 2 years ago, when I started 21 Day Fix, I couldn't even use the 2.2-pound weights. I had to put them down and use nothing to do some of the moves. Like 2.2 pounds to 15 pounds. Yes, it took me 2 years, but guess what? That doesn't matter. I'm still 13 pounds up than I was back then. And it just makes me so happy to be able to celebrate those little things, because that's things that I never was able to do in the past. So I'm going to end with a story about me going up on stage in Punta Cana, and then I'll let you guys get back to your night. So that leading up to Punta Cana, I turned down the invite 3 times. It came to my email, And I'm like, nope, I'm not going. I can't go. Nope, I can't do it. I'm going to be uncomfortable. No, I just can't. So finally I accepted to go, and I'm like, this is meant to be. I just know, like, if it comes, the email, you know, playing those little games, like, oh, if that email comes one more time, I was meant to go. And it did. So I ended up going, and 6 weeks prior to Punta Cana, my back was killing me. I was doing country heat, and I think the stiffness that I was using, and maybe, you know, whatever it was I was doing, like, my back did not like it. And I'm from Colorado, and so my chiropractor, you know, had my x-rays, and he knows what to do. And so going to a chiropractor when you're traveling is really hard and kind of scary, because you don't know how they are. So fast forward, Punta Cana, we get there Sunday night. It's great. And I told my challenger, I was like, please say a prayer for me so I can try out Shift Shop, so I can show you guys, because I want to try it out just enough for me, the same enough for you. Like, I want you guys to be as excited about this program as I am. And they said, okay, like, you got it. So I woke up at 6:30 a.m. on Monday, and I was in one of the worst pain I've ever been in the last 6 weeks. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to go to the workout. I'm just going to be here and go back to sleep, because it's going to be pointless. I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines. And I said, you know what? No, that is not okay. Like, that is too negative. You deserve to be there. Whether you can do it or not, you need to at least try. So I took some ibuprofen, I downed some Energize, and I got there, and I'm like, I literally self-talked with myself. I was like, you can do this. Like, there is no reason why you can't do this. Your back may hurt, but it's only going to be for 30 minutes. Like, I was literally, like, arguing with myself. So we started the workout, and about 10 minutes in, the girl who I actually went with was behind me, and she's like, Jaimee, she's like, Jane, Chris is looking at you. And I was like, of course, I'm like, oh my gosh, is that a bad thing? She's like, no, it's a good thing. And I was like, okay. But I was so freaking focused in myself and how I was doing the moves that I didn't notice anything around me. But at the beginning of the workout, Chris said, I don't want one person in this room to feel defeated, because if that happens, we all fail. And he was so passionate about it. It was so freaking early. And here he is, brand new, you know, to Beachbody, a brand new trainer. No, like, there's 1,200 people in this room, and he is just, like, going at it, like, motivation after motivation after motivation. And so that stuck with me. I'm like, okay, you know, nobody's going to judge me. And
I think we might have lost her, guys. Let's just see here. Just give her a second. I'll jump back on. She's frozen. I don't know if she realized she was frozen. From the Shift Shop Challenge group, she's done the 21-day fix. She has also done, so she's done the 21-day fix. Oh, let's just get her back on here quickly so she can wrap up. You're still breaking up.
Is that better?
It's a little bit better. Yep, looks like we're good.
Okay. I don't know where it ended, but I'm almost done. So I got up there, and it was just like a magnet. It was just like, I didn't think what was going through my head. I didn't think, oh my gosh, I don't want to go up there. I literally just went, and I did it. And it was about 8 minutes. There was a clock on the stage, and there was 8 minutes left. And I was tired. I was so tired. And that's when Chris, which was one of the videos that was going around, Chris said he was sitting there. He was like not yelling, but like a motivational yelling. He's like, "You are beautiful. You are strong. You are more fit than ever." And I mean, those are the three that I remember. And it was just like, you know what? That moment, I couldn't think because my adrenaline was going so fast. But later, I am so grateful because he took a chance on me and he believed in me when nobody else did. And okay, I gotta backtrack real quick. So there was 8 minutes left and I was dead. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do another lunge. Like, I'm literally gonna get stuck in this position. It's gonna be so embarrassing. So I started like self-negative talking through the end of it. And then at that moment, everyone was lunging and I was too. And there was one guy in the middle of the audience, not the audience, the middle of the room, who was just standing there, and you could just tell, like, he was just so done. He was drained, but you could tell he kind of had that look like, I want to keep going, but I like physically can't. And it was that moment that I'm like, you have to give this all you have and a little bit more, because you have to show him that he is worth it enough to keep going. You have to give him that belief in himself by showing him he can do it. And I looked right at him. And I kept going, and he eventually started lunging again. And at that moment, I'm like, that my trip is made. Like, I don't even care if I get to go home right now. Like, that is what made me happy. And, you know, everyone's like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. And to me, that wasn't luck. To me, that was, and I actually learned just the other day why Chris did pull me up there. And, you know, he said he didn't know anything about me. He didn't even see me at first. But he's like, something was just telling him to turn, and he turned and he saw me. And he's like, you know, nobody was there for me when he was going through some of the things he was going through. And his story is amazing. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. But he said, you know, I had to fight through hell and back to get where I am today. And nobody was there for me. I had to prove it to myself. I was the only one, you know, who could go through this and make this happen. And he said, you know, he's like, I don't know, you know, why she was overweight, or, you know, she didn't wake up one day to be like, oh, I want to be overweight. Like, there's more to that. And he saw that without even knowing me, without even, you know, judging me at first, like, oh, wow, she's overweight. Why is she here? But he picked me up and he brought me up there. And he gave me a belief in me that nobody has ever had before. And like I said, my family loves me and they support me. And my friends and my challengers, my coaches, like, everybody supports me. But it was something that he did for me that day by giving me that chance and that little pick me up to build my confidence and to show me that I can believe in others too when they're at their lowest state. And even though, like, that day, like, yes, I was in Punta Cana, it was a great day. It was like, not that I was like suffering, but in my heart I was suffering because I could not understand why I kept starting a program and why I would get off and why I couldn't make that commitment to myself. And you know what, guys, it was fear. It was fear that I could not do the workouts, that I couldn't do this because I have so much weight to lose. And now it's a total different story. And if you get anything out of this call or this recording, I want you to know that stop comparing yourself and know that if you try and you try your best, you're doing it. And that is all that matters. You can continue to keep pushing forward and use that as your goal, but it doesn't matter where you're starting as long as you start. And I promise you, if you start, you'll never, ever regret it. That's all I got.
And any better than that. Guys, once again, thank you so much, Jaimee, for jumping on the call. Much love. Again, I want that big hug in Summit next month in New Orleans. Again, everybody is super proud of you in the group. Guys, thanks for all your questions and all your love and all your comments. Jaimee, I'll make sure I get this link up for you right away so you can show your team, you can show your challengers, your friends and your family, so we'll get that going viral for you. So keep pushing forward, being strong, keep showing your love in the group, because you know what, it does inspire, you may not think, but it does inspire a lot of us to keep going. So again, and guys, for those of you that are watching, my next challenge group starts June 22nd, just around the corner. So if you guys are ready to start, you know, just start. Get off the couch, just start. We'll take care of the rest. Just start. Anyways, thank you so much, Jaimee. You have yourself a fantastic night.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.